in order to contain the spread of COVID-19, you have to do what you got to do. And I think sports has led the way here, Andrew. I really do. I think it started with the Ivy League deciding that's the end of their tournament. Because everyone reacted so quickly, I think others now, it was a green light for everyone to say, no more, you're going to see schools closed. You're going to see other things happen. I think sports had a very big role in that.
So do I. And, we've had what, 100, now they're saying 100,000 potential cases in Ohio. Bob, that's the state next door to us. And so, it's getting closer and closer to people and things that I know I and you care about, whether it's the sports world or whether it's our own community. So right now, you take a deep breath, you take a step back, and then you reassess things. If you look at China, okay, and I know that their way of life is very different than ours. They ceased their basketball operations for their professional league on February 1st. They are now telling their players in places like the United States to start coming back because they want to resume play. So I think that's where people like Mark Cuban get the 60-day timeline, shut it down for 2 months, and then go from there. And we'll see.
And that's encouraging to see it's happen over there, which was the real epicenter of all of this. And the trend is downward now in terms of cases revealed every day and deaths revealed every day, which is a good sign. And by the way, speaking of Mark Cuban, shout out to him for doing what he did. He stepped forward last night and wanted to make sure the people who worked at Dallas Maverick games, their staffing, he's going to put a plan in place to make sure they get paid. And Kevin Love of Cleveland did the same thing.
He did $100,000. Now, I think the pledge should be coming from Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cavs, and not a player. And I'm hoping that we see the same situation occur here in Pittsburgh. I know the two of us have a lot of friends that are at PPG Paints Arena that are there, that we say hello to, that we talk to before every Penguins game, and they are necessary people, tireless people that are paycheck to paycheck people or hourly employees. And I'd like to see somebody either inside the Penguins organization or at a higher level take care of those people, Bob.
Yeah,
they're going to feel the brunt of this.
And a lot of them have 2 jobs too. They need salaries to come in every single week. Let's go to the lines. They are buzzing tonight, beginning with Mike in Ross Township. Hello, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Mike, are you there? All right. Well, we'll go to Pat then in California. Pat, you become the first caller tonight. Hello. Pat, are you there? All right. Over 2 on the calls.
Well, Bob, may I just say this?
Sure.
I think as far as the NHL and the NBA situation, I believe they're going to have to make a decision on, once there is a return to normalcy, once things calm down, what is more important to them, the end of the 2020 season or the start of next season? For example, if the NHL doesn't pick back up until the summer and they go until late July or early August, I don't see any way they could start next season on time. So are they going to affect one season, end one season and just call it off, or are they going to affect in 2 seasons? Because I don't see any way they could just pick up next season and stay full 82 games starting on schedule.
It won't be a full. If they decide that they want something at the end of this season, then they're going to have to compromise next season, and then you affect 2 seasons. And I'm with you on that. We talked about it earlier today that I think they're going to have to make a choice. Postpone for now, see how it goes, and then the next time you have to make a decision, if things haven't improved enough where you can actually have a timeline that makes sense, then you just cancel it. That's just the way it goes. And you start the next season on time after hopefully everything goes back to normal. But that's about it at this point. There's no other way to do it.
I mean, what are one of the alternatives? That you rush to complete the regular season and then, shorter playoff series? I mean, there's so many logistical issues that are obviously not top of mind issues right now because we're dealing with a much bigger problem.
All right, we're going to try their phone lines. Do we have Mike still on the line by any chance? All right, tell me who to go to then. Kathy, you're up. Go ahead, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Hopefully you got through.
Yeah, hi, Bob. I'm on. I was wondering about the timeline for Olympic trials and how this all might affect even the Olympics down the line.
I think that's an unknown at this point, Kathy. I really do. I think it depends on how things progress overseas.
I think any international event that is bringing in people globally, we see it's affecting countries at not the same rate, at not the same time. It was in China, it was in Italy before it was here. I hate to say this because so much money and so much planning goes into it because it's once every 4 years. But I have a hard time believing that the Tokyo games go off without a hitch here. I really do. And I know that's months in advance.
It is, but there's a lot of work that goes into it months in advance. They've already spent a lot of money. I think they're going to, Kathy, to answer your question, I saw something today about it online from a reputable site that says they're going to really take their time and examine how this progresses and before they make any rash decisions. I don't think you're going to see one now. I think they have time to play with.
There's no reason to do it now.
No, and they're going to make their choice as time goes on, and hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later. All right, do we have John in Green Tree? Hey, John.
Yes,
Hi, John.
how you doing, man? How you doing?
Good, thanks, John.
How long is this coronavirus going to go on, man? I want the Pittsburgh Penguins to play again, and I want sports to come back, and I want the NBA to come back too, man. And I want the Pittsburgh Pirates to play baseball too. Thank you.
Yeah, everyone does, but it's not going to happen. Let's try. Do we have Ed and Jeanette? Ed, you're up. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Hi, Ed.
Yeah, so I was thinking, and I want to ask you guys what you think. Like, is there going to be any sports left? I mean, do you think that even a sport like NASCAR would cancel because of coronavirus?
I do.
Yes, or you're talking about a bigger crowd than anywhere else you're going to see.
Well, the fans, they keep them out.
Yeah, but still.
But still, I mean, you're going to have to bring people from different places in one central location to put the event on. The drivers are coming from different cities and different places. I just can't imagine, given everything else that's been canceled, that they would make an exception for one sport. I think if you're going to see sports, Bob, it's going to be internationally in other places that either have already been affected or haven't been affected yet. The Premier League hasn't canceled. To me, that's incredible because they have a manager and a player who are infected now.
That's just being stupid, quite frankly.
Yes.
I mean, all right, it's time for our Tri-State Office Furniture Tweet of the Day. And this is a good one, and it comes to us from Jay Wright, the head coach of Villanova. He said, so sad that we can't enjoy March Madness with the Nova Nation or anyone else. Thank you for your passion, loyalty, and support. Let's all pray for those affected by the virus and for the health services personnel treating patients. And I do want to give a shout out to all the people out there who are doing that. They are putting themselves right on the front line. Yep. And yet doctors, nurses, healthcare officials, all of them are dedicated for your health, for our health. And they are the real heroes in this situation. So we thank them for that. One other tweet, Brian Gulish says, the idea is to shorten this year's NHL season. You don't have to play all 82 games. And, Brian, that is something they would consider. But, again, decisions won't be made until a little later as we move forward. We're going to take a break, try to get more calls in right here. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. We're live on Pittsburgh's CW.